This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Primetime Blitz here on Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I think we lost everybody for a minute, but...
just looking at Brandon's face. Just looking at Brandon's face as we come back on. What the hell just happened?
Well, no, I had to back out because for some reason I got two screens popping up, so I was getting a little echo. So
I did too.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So we're live. Welcome to week 11 Primetime Blitz brought to you by CTC Rankum or Coast to Coast. Man, we're all flustered here.
We sponsor our own shows here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Big B along with my fellow co-host here. Primetime Moose, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, excited. We get a bye week this week, so that means I get to watch whatever football game I want to this week.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a repeat of the Monday night game because what a dub that was. But Crispy Bacon, how you doing?
Doing good. Bye week's over for the Cowboys, and now you got to face the Raiders on the road. And I don't know. I'm hoping for a better result than what the Eagles did last week, but or the Packers. So who knows?
Yep. And Kevin you probably got one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. Kevin, how you doing, bud?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. We got another scary, sneaky little win there against the Giants. Good thing I turned my phone off because if I would have continued watching, we probably would have lost. But I turned my phone off and we ended up winning, so that's good. It would have sucked to loss to Russell Wilson. That would have hurt. But as you know, another win. Like I say, win's a win. We're 6-3, second place in the division. Can't complain.
Yeah, Vikings this week looked good on the first drive. The rest of the game stunk up the place. Not looking good going into this week. So with that being said, Kevin, what's our anything we want to recap from week 10 still that we did? Kevin, with you.
I mean,
okay.
Other than Travis Hunter being out for the year. Not much that I've seen that's been different.
Okay. Tim?
The Saints. What in the hell? Anybody else shocked by the Saints last week? Because it blew my Panthers pick out of the water.
Oh wait, that's another thing. The Dolphins won?
Yeah, the Dolphins won against the Bills.
Yep. There's that. So
and then the Jets.
Are you wearing
and then the Jets won against Cleveland.
And the Jets won and got their lead on two special teams plays. It was weird because I was watching that game and I'm like, okay, they just returned the kickoff. They returned the kickoff for a touchdown, and then stopped Cleveland, and then turned around and returned a punt for a touchdown. And I'm like, and it was funny because special teams had more yards than the Jets and the Browns did combined.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Is that a Dolphins jersey?
Yeah, it is.
I was about to say it looked like it for a second.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, there was some pretty decent games. There were some upsets, but looking at the week, ESPN was 7-7. They hit their lock, which was Denver. I was 8-6-1, hit my lock with the Colts. Kevin 9-5 did not hit his lock. Mess around ended up 10-4 with hitting his lock with the Eagles on Monday night. Tim was 9-5, hit his lock, and Chris hit his lock, and he was also 10-4. So, a couple good weeks for everybody. Got a coach fired. What do you guys, Tim? What do you think about that?
I'm shocked. Oh wow, that one kind of confuses me actually. If you would have fired him, I'd have fired him week 2. But this team is what, a game below 500, 2 games below 500, and now you're going to fire him now because it just doesn't. It didn't. That one doesn't make sense at the timing of that. But it needed to be done. Okay, they're 2-8. Never mind. Forget what I said. No, they fired him at the right time at this point. Good Lord.
Chris, what's your thoughts? It's your division. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, at some point you knew it was going to happen. The surprising thing, I think, for me was it took this long. It took, what, a year or 2 to happen? We knew it was going to happen, but this long, no.
Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, you're up by that much against the Bears, and then you choke it, and then now you're 2-8. So I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's a shocker a little bit. It makes sense, but again, you got 2 of your future going down. I think I don't know. I think they could have waited till the end of the year, but it is what it is. Coaches always take the fall when teams are struggling. So, and before we move on, I forgot. Sunday, the NFL, the sports world lost a couple people. NFL or NBA legend Larry Wilkins, and then NFL lost former commissioner Paul Tagliabue. I know Kevin and Chris, you guys are probably too young to remember who he is, but Tim, what's your remembrance of Tag?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Bacon. Get right deep into that.
No, I know he was a commissioner before Goodell. He took over 2006. How much I do know.
Yeah. And it's funny that you brought that up because I know for Rankum, I'm not. We're doing our top 5. We're doing a top 5 for Roger Goodell and Lenny Wilkins. So I'm not really going to go into spoiling my lists because I don't need Big B to go sniping my list for later. But if it weren't for Tagliabue had the foresight to know that this league needed to expand. It needed to do what it had to do to get it where it is. And if we're not where we are in the NFL if it isn't for Paul Tagliabue.
True.
Yeah, that I would agree with you on that one. We're not. I mean, the current commission, yeah, he's doing things too, but I think a lot had to start with Paul. So, but with that being said, Chris, got a little history lesson at all for us today?
Yeah, so I was looking and I found one. It involves the Colts. In 19, it's nothing bad. 1988, the Colts hosted their first ever Monday Night Football game against the Jets. They also defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers for the first time in franchise history.
Oh,
Back in 88.
All right. Kevin, what is your one tough question this week?
Okay. It's almost a twofer. It's almost a 2-part. But it's Who in the playoff contention has the most to prove and hardest remaining schedule?
Ooh.
I hate to toot our own horn, but I think it's the Colts.
I was thinking that one, but
I really think because we still have, if I'm not mistaken, we still have to play 4 division games against the Jaguars and against the Texans. We still have the Kansas City Chiefs on our schedule. Matter of fact, we get them next week after our bye week. Let me see. Let me pull up their schedule so I don't screw up like I did. We still have the Seahawks. We still have the Seahawks and the 49ers. Our last 7 games, 8 games is the Chiefs, then the Texans, then the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Jags, and the Texans. I'm sorry, I don't want to play that. I don't want to play that. Can give me the Jets, the Browns, the Bengals at this point. Come on, give me. Oh, it's so terrible. But outside of that, I still think the Seahawks have a lot to prove. I think the Seahawks are a great team, but there's still so. I still think there's so many question marks on that team.
Chris?
yeah, definitely the Colts on the AFC side because that schedule's, probably one of the toughest. It's the toughest schedule in the AFC. NFC, maybe the Rams.
Okay.
If I was thinking off the top of my head.
Okay, for me, since we're picking kind of 2 different teams here, now let me see here. Tim, I like your Colts pick. The Jags, I mean, they kind of been waiting for Lawrence to come around. He's doing it. How much is Henry going to hurt being out for the season? But, they got the Chargers this week, the Cardinals coming up, the Titans, then the Colts, Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans. So, I mean, they, hang around 5 to 600 ball the rest of the year. They should be okay to get in. On the AFC side or NFC side, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this Bears Vikings game is gonna, I think, determine a lot. I think Bears have a lot to prove that they're not a joke, and these games they've been winning have been legit. Vikings, on the other hand, just have to prove that they're not a joke and need to start playing more consistent. So, and I know Vikings schedule is tough coming down the road. So, and the Bears, I think, have a pretty decent schedule coming. So, Kevin, what's your thoughts?
Well, I'll let you know how the Bears and Vikings look because I'll be there in person for that game.
Okay.
I'll be there for that. But I agree with you guys on the AFC about the Colts. I think, from the beginning of the year to now, it seems like they've kind of slowed their roll a little bit. But if we're going on the NFC side, I'm going to have to say the Bears. They have a lot. I mean, yeah, they're 6-3, but they still have a lot to prove because they still have the toughest part of their schedule coming up. They got the Vikings this week, but then they go Steelers, Eagles, Packers the next 3 weeks after that. And then they get the Browns, but then they go to the Packers, 49ers, Lions. So they have a tough 7 weeks here. If they want to be legit, they need to they're going to have to play 500 ball here. They're going to have to win probably 4 of those games. And it's going to start with Eagles Bears because they're going to need that going into this tough last 7 weeks after.
Okay. No, good tough question there. Definitely, it's now time for a lot of these teams to make their move and get going. So, with that being said, last week, I've already went on record. It was kind of a up and down week. Mess around and Chris both had 10 wins. Tim and Kevin had 9. I had 8. I don't have the final totals in front of me, but let's see what we can do this week, guys. So, Chris,
Yep.
what's the Thursday night game?
All right, Thursday night game. It's an AFC East matchup: Jets versus Patriots.
All right. And the Patriots are favored by 13.5 by what I'm reading here. So, Tim, we'll start with you.
Who?
Tim.
Oh, Tim. It's on. It's that you said Kev. So the NFL is back to their scheduling shitty games on Thursday again. Because this one's terrible. I think Drake May should go take a week off and go to SmackDown on Friday and just stay away from the game altogether. I've got the Patriots, and this one's going to be a joke.
All right. Tim's going Patriots in a joke. All right. Kevin.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Tim there. You might be able to play your second strings and win this game. So I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going Patriots too. I didn't realize how big the spread was, and the Patriots are going to be my lock. So, Chris, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots. They did sign Gronkowski to a 2-day contract, so
1 day.
not that they're going to use him, but they did sign him.
Yeah,
to a
that
2-day contract.
was to pay respect to a close. Yeah, but it was the way it's coming out. It came out that he's honoring a friend's wishes who passed away that he retire Patriot.
Oh.
So, yeah. All right, next game there, Kevin or Chris.
So the next game, it's going to be an early morning game in, I believe, Madrid, Spain. Washington Commanders versus the Miami Dolphins.
All right, Kevin, who do you got?
Oh man, I might have caught the crispy bacon sickness, but after watching how the Dolphins played last week against a contending Bills team, I'm taking the Dolphins.
All right.
You can take the Bills. It's okay.
Yeah, I
Chris,
could take the Bills.
I got the Dolphins in this one.
All right. I also had the Dolphins in this one. Tim?
Well, if you all caught the bacon sickness, then guess what? It's a clean sweep on the bacon sickness. I've got the Dolphins in this game too.
Hey, let's go. We all got the memo.
All right. Chris, next game.
The memo
next game.
ripped.
Next game, we head into the 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, depending on your time zone. Game.
7 o'clock.
You got, Carolina versus Carolina at Atlanta.
All right. I will start. I got Atlanta in this one. I know there's somebody that thinks that the Panthers are legit. I just don't know right now. So I'll take Atlanta at home. Tim.
If the Panthers can keep Bijan Robinson from going anywhere, I don't think Michael Penix is the quarterback that's gonna lead them anywhere this year. I think I'm gonna go with the other person with my namesake and agree that the Panthers are legit. I've got the Panthers.
All right, Kevin.
I'm suppose we're referring to me thinking the Panthers are legit this year. I think that's what we're going with, and you are right. I am taking the Panthers.
Yeah, we also have another guy on the network that's a big Panthers fan too. So, Chris.
Yeah, both teams are solid right now. But I think Atlanta, since they're at home, they'll probably have a better chance of winning this game. So I'm going to pick Atlanta.
Wait, hold on. Did you just hold on, Big B? Because I know you're going to say something. But Bacon just performed the all impressive. I don't know who to pick, so I'm going to take the Big B home team.
Yeah, it is hard because the Panthers are 5-5 and Atlanta is 3-6, but I think it's going to come down to Bijan, and I saw him play against the Vikings, and he just ran all over the place. So,
But what about Drake London? He had 3 touchdowns the other week.
yeah, Drake London. So, all right, Chris, next game.
Next game, you have Tampa Bay at the Buffalo Bills. I think this one might be a clean sweep too.
All right, Kevin, who you got?
Well, I think after that embarrassment of a week that the Bills took last week, as Primus does, he does his little spanking on the TV when it comes to fantasy football. That's what the Bills took last week against the Dolphins. They took one of those Primus spankings. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I think the Bills are gonna come back with a vengeance, and the Bucs are unfortunately be the victims of that one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also going Buffalo. I think they're gonna have a bounce back week. We're not taking two spankings like that. But Tim, shaking your head. Who do you got?
I'm taking the upset. I'm taking the Buccaneers because bacon. I saw that look. Yeah, I've got the Buccaneers. I think Buccaneers had a bye week last week just to get ready for the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills took a bye week that wasn't scheduled. I still got the Buccaneers. I like this. I like the Bucs. They're scrappy. So, yeah.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, I like Tampa Bay. I like Buffalo, but I think Buffalo's going to win it. I think they're gonna rebound from their struggle last week.
Well, Chris, you didn't get your clean sweep like you predicted.
Yeah. That's right.
All right. All right, Chris. Next game.
The Chargers at the Jaguars.
All right, Chris. Why don't you go ahead and start that?
Yeah, I got the Chargers in this one. Jacksonville has been better this year, but I feel like, the Chargers are kind of a better team in this situation, even though it's a road game for them.
All right, Tim.
Yeah, the Jaguars were a disappointment last week because they had a great lead against the Texans and then forgot to play another half of football. You definitely can't do that against the Texans. You definitely can't do that against the Chargers. And I'm with Bacon on this one. Bacon might get his sweep just one game later. I've got the Chargers.
All right, Kevin.
Yeah. Like you said, Panthers and Jags. I was high on both those teams this year. But after watching the Jags give up that big disappointment loss last week, it's hard to not bet against them this week with a improving Chargers offense. So I'm going Chargers.
All right. Well, the sweep is ended. I am going Jacksonville this week. It's kind of just a home field thing. It's a 2.5-point favorite for the Chargers, so I think the Jags will have enough to finish. I think it might be a good game of the week. But all right, next game, Chris.
So the next game is the Bears at the Vikings.
All right, Tim, who do you got?
Go ahead, boys. Just stand back and watch you guys take pistols out at 12 paces at this point. I think this game is a lot closer. I think this game really stares Kev's debate question right in the face. I'll have to break somebody's heart. Yeah, I've got the Vikings.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, it was a tough game for me to pick too. I'm gonna go Minnesota.
All right. Yeah, honestly, I'll definitely go with the home team on this one. Not convincingly, because I've seen Minnesota struggle. Bears got the horseshoe up their rectum. They're coming back, so I think whichever team, I know it's a cliche, but wins the turnover battle, wins the penalty battle, is going to be the team to win. I'm going Minnesota. So, Chris, Kevin?
Well, I hate to, break the clean sweep there. But, yeah, like you said, Brandon, I think it's going to come down to defense. Whoever's defense is going to perform better. Clearly, it has not been the Bears' defense as of the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
But, again, it is a division game, and the Bears play their divisions pretty good unless you're the Lions. Then we don't know how to play football, apparently. And we forget to call timeouts. But yeah, I'm gonna go the Bears. I'm hoping our defense can step it up a little bit. And I hope JJ doesn't come out there and do another walk-off touchdown like he did the one week. So I'm going Chicago here.
All right. Next game, Chris.
All right, next game is going to be Green Bay at the New York Giants.
All right, I'll start. I'm going Green Bay. Monday night. Again, we know Giants, new coach, new starting quarterback. Their stud running backs out. So Green Bay should win this game pretty decently. Chris?
Yeah, I got Green Bay winning this game. They should win it. You got Jameis Winston starting for the Giants over in New York. New head coach or interim head coach. And
no, it's not Winston starting, is it?
Yeah. Winston starting. They announced it this afternoon. Well, it'd be this afternoon for me.
Over Wilson?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Winston.
And Dart's second string.
All right, so Chris is going Green Bay. All right, Tim.
Dart's come out of protocol, right?
No,
that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
I just listened to it. He's in protocol, so
he's still in protocol.
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask this question before we get too far. What teams have I used my lock on? And if one of them starts with Green Bay, I have to change my lock.
Let me look here. Tim, you did not use Green Bay, no.
Well, guess what? I'm going to use Green Bay now then. I'm going to use Green Bay as my lock. Ooh, I know. Such a scary thing.
All right, Kevin.
I'm going to be the crispy bacon this week. I'm going Giants.
Ooh.
Well, you're not the only one because I'm just right down Messeround's picks. He went the Giants too on this one.
Oh. Well, that's because he doesn't take the Packers. I'm taking it because look at the games the Packers have lost this year. The Browns, the Panthers, and they tied the Cowboys. So guess what? Jameis Winston's going to walk in there, and he's going to win that game.
Wow. It sounds like somebody might be wanting to go buy a lottery ticket on that one. So,
would you like to make that your lock?
No, I'm not that bold. Not that bold.
All right, next game.
All right, next game you got Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right. Kevin, let's start it off. What you got?
Man, if Joe Burrow was playing this week, I'd take him, but he's out, and he should be back. It sounds like their Thanksgiving game against the Bills is what it sounds like. But I'm going to go the Steelers.
All right. Messeround's also taking the Steelers. Chris, who do you have?
Yeah, I got the Steelers too.
Tim?
Yeah, I if Brett Aaron Rodgers Favre there plays like he did like last week, he's not going to be able to beat the Bengals. So just on that thought alone, as a over 40 guy myself, I don't think I couldn't beat the Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals, even though he's probably going to give up 300 plus yards.
You're going Bengals. All right. Yeah. I am going. I'm going Pittsburgh because, I just don't know. I mean, if Burrow's play probably a little bit different, but it seems like when Rodgers gets counted out, he always steps up. So I'm going to go Pittsburgh. Chris, next game.
Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans.
All right, Chris, give us the go around.
Yeah, I'll make it my lock, and I'll go Houston.
Chris is going to Houston and making it his lock.
Hold on. Was I the only one that heard Kevin sigh really loudly when he said Houston?
Yes, I heard that one.
Holy heck. Okay, cool.
All right, Kevin. Since you signed, what do you got?
Man, Chris, you always got to snipe me, man. Always got to snipe me. I'm taking Houston, and I'm making it my lock as well.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right. Well, Messerall took Houston too. Tim, who do you have?
Well, guess what? Let's not be too much of a shock. I've got Houston in this game as well.
Yeah.
no one picked Tennessee.
Our finally we got the final sweep outside of the Patriots game because Messerall took Patriots. I'm going Houston too on this one. Tennessee, I think, is playing for another first overall pick here. So, all right, next game, Chris.
San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. Banged up Arizona Cardinals.
All right, Kevin, who do you have?
Yeah, I'm taking the 49ers as well.
All right, Arizona 49ers. All right, Tim?
Well, I saw a stat last week that the Arizona Cardinals score 5.2 more points a game with Jacoby Brissett at starting quarterback over Kyler Murray. I've got the Cardinals. I think this game. I think the injuries are just eating up the 49ers too much.
All right, so you got the Cards, Chris.
Yeah, I got San Francisco defeating Arizona.
Yeah, I'm with Tim. I got Arizona. And who knows? Maybe there's another 49er injury. I don't know. I think that's the clock right now. So, all right. And Messerell's also taking the 49ers in that game. So, next game, Chris.
Seattle at the Rams.
All right. I will start. I got Seattle. Sam Darnold, I gotta say, I think is definitely playing for a MVP considerations. I think this year we're finally going to get somebody different in the race. So I got Seattle. Kevin, who do you have?
Man, if Chicago and Minnesota isn't the game of the week, this is. Because this is the hardest game for me to pick because both teams are playing phenomenal.
Yep.
And man, this should not even be at a point spread. That's how close this game's going to be. And man, you know what? I'm just going to go with the experience, and I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford in the Rams.
Going with the Rams. Messerell's also taking the Rams. I think on that same note, going with the experience. Tim, who do you have?
How did this game not get flexed? How did this game not get flexed to Sunday night? This one, okay, Bacon, you're the history guy. When do they start flexing games into Sunday night?
That I don't know. That might be when they started Thursday Night Football. My guess, but I don't know.
When can they start flexing them into Sunday night games?
Oh, I think week 12.
Let's see here. So Sunday night NFL.
Just so you know, Brandon, I'm taking Seattle just so you can have more to write down as you're looking things up.
Chris, who do you have? Chris, who do you have?
I got the Rams winning this game.
All right, I got Seattle winning this game. Yep, I got Seattle. So looking at ABC between week 5 and 10, up to 2 games may be flexed into the Sunday night spot. Between week 5 and week 13, 12-day notice is required for any flex. Week 14 through 17, 6-day notice is required for any flex. eligible games, Sunday afternoon games, or those marked as TBA. So I guess any week really after week 5 they can start flexing.
So
They
yeah,
should have
for Sunday night football, yeah, 5 to 10, weeks 5 to 10.
Yep.
You have only 2 games can be flexed,
Yep.
and then weeks 11 to 17 anytime.
Yep.
They should have flexed this game. They should have flexed Colts.
I don't know. The Sunday night game is a pretty good one.
I mean, they could have made the
You're
Chicago
right,
Minnesota
you're right.
game flexed as well into Sunday night.
Nah, they would have flexed the Vikings Bears game if it was a better record, but no.
Do you think just we'll finish this up and then we'll discuss this after because I got one game I think they should flex, but they probably won't.
All right, Chris, next game.
Baltimore at Cleveland.
All right. Mess around is going to take the Browns. I'll let you guys all know that right now. Kevin, who do you have?
Let's just get over Prime Move's reaction here quick.
Hey, it's the NFL. Anything's possible.
Listen, I learned the hard way by taking the Browns to beat the shitty Jets last week, and they didn't do that. There's no way they're beating the Ravens. All right? I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens too. Yeah, I mean, after that Monday night game, I mean, Ravens got something to prove. I honestly, it would not shock me if the Browns win because it's a division game and the Browns typically step up a little bit. This might be a primetime. Hey, we're going to see Shadur Sanders in this one. But speaking of that, Tim, who do you have?
I would have bet the farm that we would have saw Shadur Sanders last week against the Jets because Dylan Gabriel looks like trash. So there's a good possibility before week 18 we say Shadur Sanders. I've got Baltimore in this game, and I just don't know how Kevin Stefanski has a job.
Well, I think we know why. I mean, Chris, who do you have?
I got Baltimore in this one. Baltimore's kind of been having a resurgence, and it's going to help, beating the Browns.
All right. Next game, Chris.
Next game we have is Kansas City at Denver.
Ooh. Everybody kind of ooh this one. So, all right, Tim, who do you have?
Well, in order for my prediction to go the way it was for the season, one team has to lose and one team has to win.
That is true.
Just to kind of paraphrase and piggyback what Bacon said in week 2. This is such a good game though. This is so bad. I've got the Broncos in this game.
All right, Kevin.
I think the closer we get to the playoffs, the more Patrick Mahomes is gonna, perform better and better. So I'm gonna go to the Chiefs.
All right, Messerell's also taking the Chiefs. I'm with Tim. I'm going Denver in this game. Chris, I guess you are the deciding factor on this game.
I'm going with Denver.
All right. All right. All right. Sunday night game should be up.
Sunday night game is Detroit at Philadelphia.
All right. Kevin.
Oh, man. Here's another. This is probably going to be your NFC Championship preview here. And, as we've been saying all year, the Eagles have been how many tush pushes away from having a losing record?
Yeah.
43,600.
So, yeah. Man, I think the Lions they need this win, especially for when it comes to with the division, how tight it is right now, and for seeding and playoffs and stuff. This is going to be probably the game for them of the year. So I'm going to go the Lions.
All right. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going with Detroit too.
All right, Messeroff's taking the Eagles. I'm going Detroit in this one too because I think that defense is going to step up and hopefully find a way to stop the tush push. Tim?
Well, I'm going to use the tush push, and I'm going to take the Eagles.
All right. Chris, Monday night game.
Monday night game, Dallas at the Raiders.
All right, Chris, your game. Who you taking?
I don't think you'll need an index card for this one. I'm going to pick the Raiders.
What?
Yeah.
You're taking the Raiders?
We do need an index card for that one.
All right. Jim, who do you have?
Holy hell, I need smelling salts after that. What the hell was that? Dude, I picked the Okay, never mind. We're going to start calling it, they used to call something called China syndrome. At this point, it's called bacon syndrome. Holy smoke. The team you just picked against. Holly, here, bacon. Again, I'm gonna tell you this is what you should have said. Cowboys. That's who I'm taking. The Cowboys.
Or you could have just said a tie.
No. All right, Kevin, who do you have?
I think we're in for another very boring Monday night game. I think it's gonna be just like this past Monday night. Not gonna be a whole lot going on.
Or it could be like Arizona. Who knows?
Yeah, or it's gonna be a slugfest, and there's gonna be a crap ton of scoring. Because both defenses are atrocious. But I'm gonna go the Cowboys. Don't know how we can bid on the Raiders to win that one, but
Well,
the Giants right earlier in the
Cowboys
season.
Historically haven't been won really many games against teams that have bad records.
Oh, it's just Minnesota.
So like the Packers this year?
Sure.
So Messeroff's also taking the Cowboys on this one, and I thought I was going to be the only one taking the Raiders in this one because I'm kind of with the way Chris was going. Cowboys have not looked good against bad teams, so I'm going to go Vegas on this one. So that's our picks for the week. Check us out next week. We'll see how good we did or didn't do. But Tim, Prime 5, what is it this week?
I got a bigger question. Do you think they should flex the Chiefs game next week?
Oh, that's right. The Chiefs game next week? Who is it?
Colts.
What is the Sunday night game next week?
That game is next week is I'm looking at this going. That means I'm just kind of trying to figure out if I should try to get to sleep before that game and then wake up at 2 a.m. so I can watch it. Considering the Sunday night game is Tampa. Oh, never mind. Forget it. It's Tampa, LA. It's Tampa and the Rays and the Rams. It's the Tampa and the Rays. We're mixing baseball and football now. So my Prime 5. Let me see if I can pull that up. That's right.
Hey, a couple years ago, I had Cincinnati Browns. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
All right. So since we brought it up early in the show about Brian Dable being fired, I had this all loaded up for this was going to be the one I was going to do this week anyway. I decided to go with coaches that are on the top 5 coaches that should be on the hot seat going into next year.
Into next year, okay.
Next year. That means they could get fired between now and next year. Okay. My number 5 team, and I'm not mistaken, I think somebody has picked this team to win this week against the Panthers. I've got Raheem Morris for the Atlanta Falcons. You've got all those weapons and none of that and basically don't have the record to show it. You should be pushing the Buccaneers to win the division, but they're not. My number 4 team is a team. My number 4 coach is a head coach who just decided to lose to the Dolphins. Decided at this point because he hasn't pushed himself past where he needs to be. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to do what the Raiders did, or what the Buccaneers did with Tony Dungy and let him go.
Wow.
4 is Sean McDermott in the Buffalo Bills. If he doesn't make that improvement to get into the Super Bowl, I think it's just over. My number three coach is the coach who was in the Super Bowl against the Rams and lost, but has proceedingly gotten worse since then. I've got Zach Taylor for the Cincinnati Bengals. My number 2 team, I'm crazy. I'm creating debate. I can hear people thinking. My number 2, I kind of brought up earlier about how this guy still have a job in Cleveland. I've got Kevin Stefanski, and my number 1 team beat the aforesaid Buffalo Bills, but this guy looks like he should be Miami's head coach, but he doesn't coach like he should be Miami's head coach. I've got Mike McDaniel.
The only man, that's tough. I think the Bengals will keep their coach, just the fact that Burrow can't stay healthy, but sooner or later that can't be the reason. I mean, Stefanski in Cleveland, I could see it, but I could also see them holding on because they got nobody in the quarterback room. I mean, the other one, I mean Buffalo. I think Buffalo's really got to consider their coaching situation unless he wins it all this year. I mean, I think it's a all or nothing this year. And Tim, we've talked about that before. So, Kevin, what do you think of the Prime 5?
Yeah, the only thing I would think of is moving Raheem Morris up a little bit more. Like you said, you have a roster to win games, and you're just not doing it. That's exactly the exact argument that Primus is saying. Like you got that roster. Why the heck aren't you giving that team a run for their money in that division? So yeah, I would have put him up a little bit higher, but that's just me. But I like that list a lot.
Chris, what do you think?
No, it's a good list. I would move up, Raheem Morris. But if you just wanted to, figuratively take him off the list and added another coach, maybe you'd add Harbaugh from the Ravens.
Chris, are you just like reading my mind right now, or what? Because I literally just muted myself. I just muted myself a second ago and told my friend the same thing. I said I might bring up John Harbaugh.
And Harbaugh's a good one. O'Connell might be another one. I mean, you go from 14-3 1 year down to depending on how they finish this year. Yes, quarterback's been a question here too, but
I've also heard rumblings of Matt LaFleur because he can't seem to put a wet paper bag.
LaFleur, he wants play calling, right?
I know a few Packer fans that want LaFleur out, and one's even said he wants Belichick in. So.
I know about 400,000 Packer fans that want LaFleur out.
Oh my God.
All right. So, a new topic or a new segment, a little debate here. I came across this on a TikTok. I wish I remember who it was because I want to give him credit for it. And actually, our buddy Adam Barber sent it to me too. So they played a little game. I can name X amount of backs better than so and so, and
okay, yeah, I seen something like that the other day.
Okay, so the back that they could name better, more running backs better of was Adrian Peterson.
Yep, I saw the same exact thing.
All right, so
is that like a shit game or like
that it was 9 running backs. So I will say right now, yeah, AP is a good running back. The first 3 I'm going to name, I think we can all guarantee there's no question that AP is not better than them. The next 3, I could hear arguments, but I still think AP is not better than these 3. And then the final 3, I think, could be a better debate on should he be in the top 9, and go from there. And there's a couple backs they even kept off this list, and they're like, no, I don't think he should be better than AP. So we can talk about that. But the first 3, Smith, Sanders, and Peyton, I think for sure.
Yeah.
I think we could all agree AP is not better than.
What were the 3? Smith.
Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. The next set of 3, I can hear debates, but I still think these 3 are still better than AP. Jim Brown, Lawrence, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I completely agree. Those are the same 3. Those are the same 3 that I had in my head. That I could hear arguments, but AP's not better than them.
Yeah.
The only argument is that they played in a different time of football.
Yeah.
Like Dickerson.
You are true, Chris. That is true.
Jim Brown was a fullback too, but other than that,
right?
Yeah. The final 3, I think this is where the debate comes in. There's actually a couple running backs I would even throw in there. All right, Marshall Faulk, is he better than AP?
Oh man, that's a hard one.
That is tough because he was thousand.
Yeah.
You know, Marcus Allen.
Oh, you hit that one, didn't you? I honestly think AP is better than Marcus Allen.
Okay.
And I love Marcus Allen.
Saquon Barkley.
No. Adrian Peterson's better. No. I would put Derrick Henry over Saquon for sure.
And that's the guy that left out was Derrick Henry. They're debating on that and saying that I could give you LT as better than Peterson, but I can't give you Henry better than Peterson. I totally disagree with that. I think Henry is way better than
Henry's broken records.
Yeah.
Henry has a lot of accolades. I would almost say Derrick Henry is better than AP, but it can be argued.
Yep.
But how about like I mean, these are just other names I'm throwing out there. I don't think they are. But what about like Eddie Lacy, Marshawn Lynch, Todd Gurley? Like those
Eddie Lacy, no. Lynch, I definitely could hear. Sean Alexander, I could hear a debate about. Honestly, if he would have stayed healthy, Robert Smith, I think, is better than AP.
Ooh.
Robert Smith could run. I mean, he just got hurt all the time because the Vikings were using him a lot. But
what about
backs out there? You guys want to
Le'Veon Bell?
No, I think AP's better than Bell.
Yeah.
Eddie George.
Ooh, that's a good one.
George is a good one. That's another one they kind of left off. I can hear a debate on that. I mean,
Todd Gurley.
Gurley, I don't know. Gurley just
he didn't play long enough.
Yeah,
but he was really good when he did play.
AP only had like one good year, and that was when he came back from his ACL, and after that he kind of just was average AP again. So
Curtis Martin.
What about Chicago? One of Chicago's best running backs, Matt Forte.
I'm surprised you even remember that guy. I mean,
hey, of course I remember. That's my favorite running back of all time, behind Derrick Henry.
Oh, okay.
Curtis Martin.
There's another good one. Martin.
Chris Johnson.
Mr.
2K. Yeah.
Who else?
Yeah. There's definitely a list. I mean, it would have been a good debate.
How did they not name these people?
Frank Gore.
Yeah, it was. Frank, I don't know. some young guys, probably Kevin, probably around your age, and
What
like I
about
said,
LaShawn McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy?
Shady?
What about who's that?
AP's still better. Larry Johnson at this point.
Larry Johnson,
Clinton Portis.
Arian Foster.
Arian Foster.
yeah.
Arian Foster. That guy. God, I wish his career lasted longer because that kid had potential, had so much potential coming out of Tennessee. God.
No, you're exactly right there on that one. That was a good one. I forgot all about him.
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. McCaffrey.
Oh yeah, McCaffrey. Yeah, McCaffrey by far I think is better than AP. I mean, when he's healthy, I mean, he's a thousand. Kid in Seattle or not Seattle. The Saints.
Kamara.
Kamara.
Mark
Yeah.
Ingram. What about Mark Ingram?
I think Kamara is better than AP. Okay, I haven't thrown a name out there yet, and I probably should have. Jonathan Taylor.
Ooh.
If he keeps doing what he's doing, yes. Right now, I would give it an incomplete. I think
It's a work in progress.
yeah.
Okay,
And honestly, Tim, I mean, he wins MVP. He might be catapulted right up there, depending on what he does next year.
What about like Mark Ingram II?
Yeah. What my big thing is like we go back and relive that draft class, and we got to remember it's the same. This is the draft class that had Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor. If you're the Giants, who do you take at this point?
What draft class?
It was the 2020 class, I think.
I think they still take Saquon.
They still take Saquon.
Yeah.
2020, you said?
I think it's 2020. I think we're in his fifth year.
It might have been 19.
Might be 19. You're right.
Let's see here.
Because if I'm not mistaken, because that was the same draft class as Saquon, because Saquon went 2 or 3, and then Indy took Jonathan Taylor in the second or third round. That was the same year Jordan Love came out too.
That was 2020. Jordan Love was 2020.
Let's see here. I'm just looking quick.
Let's see.
I don't. Were they both first round picks?
No,
He said Taylor was like a second or third round.
second or third round.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
Let me see.
I'm looking here. I'm in third round. I don't see Taylor.
He was 20. He was 41st pick. He was. This will tell you who's
Yep,
2020.
second round. Yep. And when did Barkley go?
Barkley came out earlier that season, earlier that draft, if I'm not mistaken.
2018 draft. 2018.
No, hold on. Barkley, I thought Barkley came out before that.
2018 draft.
Barkley was 18. I think is
18.
what my buddy's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then forget what I said.
Well, but I mean, it's still. I mean, just looking at running backs that class. You got Swift that the Lions took. I'm looking at first round running backs here.
Look at Kansas City. Kansas City takes that Hilaire that Clyde Edwards here, and 5 picks later, you could have had Jonathan. You could have taken Jonathan Taylor. Heck, think about it. Indy drafted Michael Pittman ahead of Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
Here, so you remember how we were talking about running backs that might be better than AP, right?
Yep.
Here's another name that popped into my head: Jamal Charles.
Ooh. Yeah, the one thing with those Cleveland or Kansas City running backs at the time, that's all they did was just run.
Yeah, because they really didn't have at the time. They
They
didn't
didn't have nobody, so they ran him to the ground quick.
And then there's also Bo Jackson that we didn't name.
If Bo Jackson was a full-time NFL player, yeah, he'd be definitely up there.
He'd be having a conversation that he's a top 5 complete back at that point. A top 5 back at the time.
Yeah.
The only problem was he was sharing time with Marcus Allen all the. So basically you basically at the time you were running the ball with the running backs 35 times, and you're splitting time between Allen and Jackson. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm a Jackson guy through and through. It's just, he did not play baseball. I think we're talking huge numbers. We're talking about a guy who's in that rarefied air with Peyton and Smith and Sanders and Dickerson and Brown, the top 6 that you picked. We'd be talking about him in that group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into a little fantasy recap here.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah. Can we skip that segment?
Holy heck. Did we vote on this segment to go back?
I think my team. I think they all had a bye week. They decided to.
Your team had a bye week.
Yeah. Kevin, you didn't see the debacle that was the second coming of Dragon Viper.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he won against Primetime Blitz.
The Bombers absolutely, had my team at daycare pretty much. It was bad.
Hold my beer for a second. All right.
I lost like 107.
Hold your water, Kevin, because this is bad. This is really bad.
So the Bombers, yes, beat Kevin's team by under 20 points.
Yeah.
That's around to find out. He lost to Crispy Bacon. Crispy got back on the winning streak. Death from Within beat Justin's Scary team by 60.
Oh my.
Dragon Vipers team won against Primetime Blitz by God.
Because he made moves. Hold on. Yeah. Did you notice that he made moves?
He made moves. Fifth and Dark and Drunk beat Tim's team 137 to 88.
Sarge and I are going to have a long conversation about that.
Yeah. And Blitz Happy.
Yeah, they got
133 to the B Squad Bombers 61.
God, you're worse than the G League.
I was projected to score 103 points that week. J-Mac's team beat me by 2 players. He could have won with Stafford with 35 points and Taylor with 27. Or he could have beat me with Taylor, Chris Olave, and then threw in Michael Robinson and probably beat me. And Michael Robinson or William W. Robinson for the Giants had 12 points. His kicker had 0. So
wow.
And then Buffalo's tight end wasn't even projected to get any points. Ended up with 5 points. So yeah.
That sounded like pity. That sounded like he was trying to give you pity and then just kind of backfired.
Yeah, the game was projected to be 108 to 144 or 108 to 104. It was supposed to be a 4-point game. Yeah, I guess the odd makers really
got that one right.
Yeah. Exactly.
A 70-point difference.
Yeah. So let's talk about last week. Not. All right. So this week, let's see. Standings. I think we got one more week until the playoffs. I think.
I think it starts week 14.
Really, you have to prolong this? Is this? You know what they did with Ode Yeller at the end of the movie, right? There are a lot of people in there. Just shoot us.
Yeah. So Crispy Bacon and J-Mac, Blitz Happy are both at 8-2, leading their divisions. Death from Within
They suck. Let's just say that. I don't care.
Are 6-4 in their divisions. Primetime Blitz 5-5. Italian Turtles 4-6, and B Squad is 3-7. In the West, of course, you got Blitz Happy. You got the Cannonball Bombers at 7-3. You got Just a Scary Team at 5-5. Fifth Down and Drunk and Messing Around and Find Out are at 3-7, and Dragon Viper with the second win is at 2-8. So
He's playing for the number one pick.
yeah. So looking at this, we have my team, the Bombers, versus just a scary team. Should be about an 8-point game in my favor, but we know how that's going to turn out. Primetime Blitz, we're fifth down and drunk. Chris, you might have to make some changes there.
I got to change some of mine in my other one.
Death from Within and Dragon Viper. That's a 117-68 game right now. Death Within. Dragon Viper hopefully will update his lineup. Blitz Happy, the battles of the 1 and 2 seeds here. Crispy Bacon is favored to win 116-118. That might be the game of the week. Neighbor Old Neighbor, mess around and find out. 108-100. Old Neighbors is projected to win. And the Italian Turtle Hunter and Cannonball Bombers. Tim is underdog by about 8 points in that game. So yeah. What a fantasy week, guys!
What a way to play.
Yeah. So with that being said, guys, Kevin, final thoughts.
It's gonna be a good week. I get to go to the Vikings Bears in person, so that should be fun. Get to actually watch my team play. Last time I was there, it was a very boring game. I think the Bears won without even scoring a touchdown. So they won 12-10 or something like that. But yeah, it should, overall should be a good week here. Especially, it's a game for us when we need to go to the playoffs here and, push for it. But yeah, another good week. Can't wait for it to start.
All right, Chris, how about you?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun week. Enjoy the football, and hopefully the Cowboys do win, but I just don't feel comfortable.
All right, Tim.
It's unlike Kevin. I'm going to be at every game this week, in spirit. We've got a bye week, so we're kind of lucky. So if I think we need this for our players to get healthy and for Daniel Jones not to try out lipstick during the game when he busted his mouth open on the sidelines. I think you need to worry about your lipstick outside the field. Other than that, we're at that long push now, and it's gonna be fun to see what happens from here.
Yep. It's gonna be interesting. Vikings, I think if they lose, I think they could probably kiss their playoff chances goodbye. Hopefully they put up a good battle. In the morning, myself, Tim will be back with C2C Rankum. Got a good a good category with a couple throw-ins with the Passa Taglaboo and Wilkins. Join myself and Chris and Kevin Monday for Between the Ropes. I will be at NXT Live tomorrow. I sit in front row. So me and my son are hyped about that. With that being said, just keep checking us out all week long. Got some shows popping up here and there, but hopefully you guys check us out tomorrow. With that being said, we'll see y'all next week for Primetime Blitz. Have a good one.